DPReview is closing down, and that is sad news. When I woke up this morning, I saw all these messages all over the place. WhatsApp, Messenger, email, and they all had the same content. Have you seen the news? DPReview is closing down. And I was half asleep, hadn't had my morning coffee yet, so I was not sure if I understood it correctly because it just seemed unreal. But once I went to DPReview site, I saw it right away. They had their announcement, DPReview is closing down. And that is really sad news. It seems like DPReview has been there forever, since 1998, 25 years. And I've been reading their site pretty much every day. In the early days, I went there to check out the latest reviews because back in the day, early 2000, digital cameras developed and progressed so quickly that it was interesting to see the latest reviews because the next camera was always significantly better than the camera that I had. But later I have not been interested in the reviews anymore so much. I've been checking out the news because they always had the latest news of what is happening in the camera industry. And now it seems really odd and a little bit sad, and not a little bit sad, quite sad that they are about to close down. According to DPReview, they are going to close down on April 10th. And I was reading the announcement and there was no like a full explanation on why they are closing down, but I'm guessing they were just not making enough money for Amazon. That is the first thing that comes to mind. And they had a lot of staff, and it must have not been cheap to run the site and keep up the standards that they had. And they really had certain quite good standards in my opinion, and their reviews were always neutral, and it was the site, at least for me, to go to check out a review or news. I still think there is a place or demand for a site like DPReview, but I have to admit that I have lost interest in their reviews many years ago because cameras simply don't develop that quickly anymore, and even if you have a 10-year-old camera you can still make decent pictures on it, and the image quality and everything has not progressed that much. The only thing that has developed a lot and has come quite far is the video. But if you're not into video, then I think the latest reviews probably mean nothing to you. Of course, there are always people who are only interested in reviews and the scores that cameras get, and they base their whole photography on that and not in the actual photography, taking pictures, that is. It's a big loss for us readers, but I also think it's a big loss for camera manufacturers because now they are losing one platform where they can present or have exposure to their products. I remember back in 2017 when I closed down my very modest website that I had in Finnish before I started making YouTube videos. And when I closed down my website, Canon's representatives told me that who's gonna now review our gear? And my site was very modest, only a small website in Finland, but in our like a national scale, it was a big thing for camera manufacturers because I was reviewing cameras and lenses and all that, and all of a sudden my site was gone, and by that time magazines also didn't offer that much space for camera reviews anymore. And I think it's now the same thing with DPReview. Camera manufacturers don't have the straight contact to Amazon anymore, and the contact to the buying audience. Amazon is, after all, the biggest online seller in the world, I think, at least one of the biggest anyway. It is true that there are many YouTube channels and other sites that review gear, but I think DPReview has been one of the best and the kind of standard in this genre in photography and cameras, and one of the most important sites that you went if you wanted to read a review or read the news. So it's also a big loss for camera manufacturers, and when you think about how camera sales are going, it's not a good news. And then there is the YouTube channel DPReview TV, and Petapixel announced at the same time that Chris and Jordan are going to join them, and they are going to start a new channel. And it is a great news, and to be honest, I've always wondered how Chris and Jordan can pull off these lens reviews and camera reviews one after another, because it's gotta be a little bit daunting to do the same review over and over again, because I mean, cameras and lenses, they are so much similar, and it's hard work to make a review that is somehow different than the other review. And I hope they are going to get a little bit more freedom, or be able to make a little bit different content from now on, because they deserve it. I think they are a good pair, and they make some nice videos and some nice humor too. Like I've said many times, it's sad news and big loss for the camera and photography community, and end of an era in a sense. I'm happy to hear that Chris and Jordan are going to continue making videos, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see some of the writers from DPReview appear on other sites or platforms too. And it's going to be also interesting to see who's going to take their place, DPReview place, as the standard site or channel to go whenever you need to or want to read the latest reviews or find some info on a specific photography gear. As they say, when one door closes, another one opens. So maybe something good will come out of this in the end. Anyway, this is all I have for you today. Sad news, but life must go on. I have another video to make. Thanks for joining in, thanks for watching, and if you found this video entertaining or thought-provoking, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. There's a link down below. If you don't live in Finland, thank you so much, and I'll definitely see you in the next video.